Hi dear students, today we are going to start the lecture about the heart. Heart is basically a muscular organ that supply the blood to whole body. Basically the blood circulates in the body through the pumping action of the heart. A little bit we are going towards the anatomical feature and the functional point of view, that how the blood is circulated to all parts of body through the heart. Basically the heart consists of four chambers, that is the two arteria and the two ventricles. The right arteria receives the blood from the upper part of the body and lower parts of the body through a vena cava, and this blood is reached to the arteria, the right atrium, and this blood is again transferred to the right ventricle. But there are some flares are present, some valves are present. These are called as tricuspid valves that are consist of three flaps, and the blood is then transferred into the right ventricle, and the right ventricle when contracts it pushes the blood into the pulmonary trunk, where it is reached to the lungs through the various pulmonary artery for the oxygenation. Basically the blood that is coming to the heart is in a deoxygenated form, and it is transferred to the lung for oxygenation, where the blood is oxygenated, and then it is reached through the pulmonary vein from the lungs to the left arteria, and from that artery the blood is again transferred into the left ventricle. But there are also some flaps are present, or some valves are present. These are called as bicuspid valves, sometimes it is also called as arterial valves. And when this blood reaches here in the left ventricle, then the contraction of the left ventricle occurs, that causes the blood to be transported through the aorta to all parts of the body. There is the upper part and the lower parts of the body. Basically the impulse is generated by the heart itself. There are specialized type of cells present in the arteria. These are called the pacemaker or AS node that are present in the arteria region. Here you can see that has been shown, and these are communicated with the AV node. This is called the atrioventricular node. The pacemaker is also known as AS node, while this one is known as AV node, and this AV node then transform the impulse to the bundle of Hess. Here it has been shown here, and again that is branched again and again, that transport the impulses to all heart ventricles. So these are the impulse generation system of the heart. As far as we are more concerned with the histological features of the heart, histological features of the heart, basically that heart consists of three main tunics, means the walls of the heart consist of three main components, or three main layers. These are the endocardium, myocardium and epicardium. Endocardium means that is such type of layer that is present towards the inner side of the heart, while the myocardium is the most muscular part of the heart, and epicardium is the layer that is present outside the heart. So starting from the endocardium is the innermost layer that covers the inner side of the heart, atrium, ventricle, and different valves. These are formed basically by the simple squamous epithelium cells, also called as endothelium. This endothelium lies on the basal membrane or basal lamella, that is further followed by the connective tissue. That connective tissue is called the subendothelium layer, and this subendothelium layer is rich of the dense irregular connective tissue along with some collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and sometimes smooth muscle cells may be present. The next one is the subendocardium layer. The subendothelial layer is again merged with the another type of connective tissue layer that contains blood vessels, some nerves, and some branches of the conducting system. Also there are present the Purkinje fibers. So these things are present in the subendocardium region, subendothelium region, that is present basically in the subendothelium region, and that type of connective tissue that is present on the outer surface of the endothelium, that is called as subendothelium or subendocardium connective tissue or subendocardium layer. The next one layer is the myocardium. Myocardium, as the name indicates, myo means muscle. It is such type of layer that mostly consists of the muscle cells, and these muscle cells are known as cardiomyocytes. In case if these myocytes in the region of the atria, we call them is the cardiomyocytes mostly present in that region. The arterial cardiomyocytes are somewhat comparably smaller in size than the ventricular cardiomyocytes, and there are specialized junctions present between these cardiomyocyte cells. It mostly consists of the conducting fibers, extensive capillary network, and cardiac skeleton. The myocardium basically consists of cardiomyocyte cells, some conduction fibers, and there are extensive capillary network present in this area because it is highly metabolically active organ in the body that work 24 hours. Therefore the capillary network present here is more abundant. The arterial cardiomyocytes contain basically a specific type of granules that release the arterionatriuretic peptides. Sometimes it is also called as ANF, arterionatriuretic factors, and these factors or peptides play an important role in the homeostasis of the body. The outer layer of the heart is called as epicardium. Epicardium is basically a loose connective tissue that ensheathes some blood vessels and nerves. Basically it is the visceral layer of the pericardium. Here you can see in this diagram there are various layers that have been shown in this diagram. For example, this one is the endocardium, and this one is the myocardium, that is cardiac muscle cells are present. These are the trabeculae present inside the heart, and this one layer, this one is the visceral layer of serous pericardium, that is called as epicardium. We will discuss this layer along with the epicardium. Okay, so talking about the pericardium, pericardium is basically a fibroserous membrane that covers the heart externally. It consists of basically two layers, that is the fibrous pericardium and serous pericardium. Fibrous pericardium is an indicator, it is a tough type of layers. When we remove this layer, then the other part of the serous pericardium, basically the serous pericardium again consists of two layers, that is the parietal pericardium and visceral pericardium. As we remove the fibrous pericardium from the heart, the parietal part of the serous pericardium is also removed, while the only layer that remains on the heart is the visceral pericardium. Basically, this visceral pericardium is called the epicardium. It helps, basically it is a mesothelium type of layer that also produce some fluid, and the pericardial cavity. That fluid is basically produced by the visceral pericardium. While the cavity that is present between there is cavity between the fibrous pericardium and the serous pericardium, that is called as pericardial cavity. Here you can see, if we discuss it, for example, this whole one structure is called the pericardium. This layers from here to here. Now you can see that this one is the pericardial cavity, and attached just to this, or the inner side of the cavity, is just the parietal pericardium, while the outer side layer that is present is called the fibrous pericardium. And if we remove that this layer, the parietal pericardium is also removed along with this fibrous pericardium, while the only layer, that is the visceral pericardium, lies on the muscular part of the heart, and that is a glycerine type membrane, and that is called the visceral pericardium, and it is also called as epicardium. While the cavity that is present between the parietal and the visceral pericardium, this is called as pericardial cavity, and the fluid present that is produced by this serous membrane, or this epicardium, or the visceral epicardium, is called as pericardial fluid. So pericardial cavity is just a potential space between the parietal and visceral pericardium. What is cardiac skeleton? Cardiac skeleton, as the name indicates, it is such type of word that indicates the skeleton, or that gives shape or support to the heart cells or tissues. So it consists of basically three main things. These are the fibrous rings, these are the fibrous triangles, and these are the fibrous part of the interventricular septum. Fibrous rings, as the name indicates, there are some rings that are present basically between these are the rings. These rings are the tricuspid valves and the bicuspid valves that cover these external side. These are the fibrous rings. These are found basically with the collagen and elastic fiber that surround the atrioventricular, aortic and pulmonary rings. These rings, this one ring, and this one is the aortic valve, and this one rings. These are the valves present inside the aorta, and these are the pulmonary valve that is also surrounded by rings. So these rings are the part of the cardiac skeleton. Next one is the fibrous triangle. Fibrous triangle basically consists of the connective tissue area that's filled space between these atrioventricular openings and the base of the aorta. For example, that connective tissue that is present here, it is called as the fibrous triangle, or trigonum fibrosum, sometime it is also called. And the third part is the fibrous part of the interventricular septum. Basically this one is the cross-sectional profile from its superior view. We cannot see the longitudinal. If we cut the longitudinal if we go some cut longitudinally to the heart, then there is the fibrous part of the interventricular septum. These are the basically collagen fibers that are present between the interventricular septum area. Interventricular septum means this one is the just the wall that separates the two ventricles together, means that septum is present between the two ventricles, that is the right and left ventricle. So we have finished the cardiovascular system. Okay, thanks.